buffs and collectors agree that horror movie posters are some of the most spectacular, expressive, and memorable in the industry. The genre itself demands such visualization. The inventiveness, boldness, and symbolism of horror offers artists maximum room for creative expression. Evolving from creepy, contrasting silhouettes of movie posters to complex symbolic images, horror posters have retained one important property. They do not just scare the viewer, but like a mysterious force, envelope him with a sense of involvement in something beyond the usual logic, draw him into a world of fantasy and hidden meanings. If at first the new art form was frightening in itself, it is worth remembering how the audience reacted to the first movie, The Arrival of the Train, 1895. Over time, it became obvious that achieving such an effect requires a more sophisticated approach. 3-minute silent film, The Devil's Cave, shot by pioneer cinematographer Georges Méliès, already had all the attributes of horror films. It had ghosts, frightening silhouettes, bats, and even some semblance of visual effects. A lot of attempts, and the first full-length, 94 minutes movie, Nosferatu, released in 1922, finally put the development of the new genre. The first horror films were a kind of symbiosis of Gothic novel and theater, transferred to the screen. It is no coincidence that it was Nosferatu, Dracula, the Invisible Man, Frankenstein, that served as inspiration for the emerging genre. Find the key to a locked door, to descend into the semi-darkness of a dungeon, to disappear into the fog. Flirting with primal fears, the creators of the first horror movies sought to take the viewer beyond the limits of material perception, to offer to step beyond the boundaries of the familiar, to find revelation. The room for creativity that opened up for artists with the rental of these paintings turned a simple utilitarian poster into a work of art. The image evolved at an astonishing rate. As early as the 1930s, posters were created that constitute a gold fund for collectors around the world. In the top 5 most expensive horror movie posters, the poster for the movie Dracula, 1932, which went up for more than $500,000 at auction. A poster for London After Midnight, 1927, for $478,000. A poster for The Mummy. For $453,000, a 1931 movie poster for Frankenstein that went under the hammer for $350,000, and a poster for Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, for $334,000. The posters for these films are worth a fortune, as movie posters were not released for sale. They served solely to advertise the pictures in theaters. That have survived are priceless rarities. Most of them were painted by famous artists. Perceiving the movie as a work of art, its creators treated the posters that represented it in the same way. In the 1920s, when creating movie posters were not yet used photos, and artists had to use bright illustrations, color, typography, loud slogan to attract attention to the film. With the emergence of stars of the genre such as Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi, the abstract image was replaced by their recognizable image. In the mid-40s, Gothic horror finally went out of fashion. It was replaced by the era of zombies and apocalyptic plots. Movie posters also underwent a transformation. One of the first posters with a fully photographic image was the poster for Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, 1960. Movie posters were simplified into portraits of the main stars of the movies. A new spiral occurred in the era of psychedelic design, late 60s, 70s. Posters for the movie Rosemary's Baby, 1968, and the film Alien, 1979, by the legendary designer Philip Gibbs, who created in that period, included in the list of the 50 best movie posters of all time. Their concise designs, without giving too much away, were frightening and mesmerizing. A significant number of iconic posters of the 50s, 60s belong to artists of the Polish school of movie posters. Its authors did not use ready-made images, but created unique artistic images. Complex photo collages, the popularity of posters in the retro style, symbolism still kept the movie poster within the framework of a piecework of art. The iconicity of some of them is undeniable even today. Poster collectors predict that soon movie posters for horror films, created in the 80s and 90s, will be valued on the world art market no less recognized and fabulously expensive classics. Exploring the subject matter of pictures of the past, you can determine what fears worried society. And if in the 50s we're afraid of the atomic threat, war and spies, our time has complicated the genre to a deep psychological horror drama. Which explores the alienation of modern man, his struggle with personal demons. By carefully observing the themes of horror stories, one can predict what threats await us in the future.